welcome to this vlog. This is actually a sit down, and yes, I'm outside, so let me show you. You can see I'm outside. That's Moranga. We're in Moranga. Yeah, so on this sit down I'm gonna share a personal topic, and it's called, the name of the vlog is after my dad died. So I'm gonna start. I'm hoping I won't be emotional, because you can ask Evans how emotional is. I am always that. So I am speaking at low tones because my mom is asleep. Yeah. So my dad died on on February, the last week of February. He died on a Wednesday, the last week of February. Yeah, on 2023. So yeah, it was like 4 months ago. So my dad died because of cancer. My dad was diagnosed with prostate cancer on 2021 November, and then but I remember some instances where he would go. He was in and out of hospital in 2020. And we didn't know what it was. They would do those tests, they would do full hemogram, they would test everything, but they would not find that any disease there. So they would give him pain medications and just go. Yeah. So my dad, so on 2021 he was diagnosed with cancer after seeking a second review from a private specialist in Nakuru. Yeah. So he was advised to be done a surgery to remove the prostate because the cancer was in the prostate. So yeah. So in 2021 November I had joined KMTC. It was actually my first year, semester 1. Yeah. So and then he was removed, and he was removed at Mediheal Hospital Nakuru, but the doctor over there akumwambia ati anafaa kukujia chemotherapy after that, and he is supposed to pick his histological report. So my dad after that akapona pona. 2022, the first 6 months were, let me say, first 4 months were good, and then, like, let's say April, May, he started he was complaining of back pain, swollen feet. He could not walk. Yeah, and in 2022. So hiyo ikaendelea hivyo. So he was in and out of hospital. Other doctors had said it was arthritis. Yeah, arthritis. Angeenda adungwe, and my dad was those people who were so loyal to, angeambiwa fanya hivi na daktari anafanya, and he was so organized. So even, yeah, let me not. So yeah, so he was in and out of the hospital being misdiagnosed, or sometimes they would not find the disease. So he had low calcium levels, he had kidney failure, acute kidney failure. He could not pee well. Yeah, it was in and out. So when my mom had hemorrhagic stroke, which I'll tell you guys about that story in another day. So when she had stroke on November 2022, my dad, so I think during 2022, those few months, my mom thought they assumed that the cancer was gone. So I think it was initially diagnosed with BPH, benign prostate hyperplasia, but I don't know. So akiwa in and out of the hospital on November 2022, my mom had hemorrhagic stroke, and she had to be transferred to Nairobi West Hospital here in Nairobi. So my dad came to see her because hawako wameonana. So yeah, he came to see her, and then because he was a man, and I thought tutaruhusiwa kulala na mom. So sorry, it's a bird, it's even annoying me. So I thought tutalala na yeye kama caretaker. So I asked my dad was like, acha nilale hapa, acha nikae na yeye, wewe rudi nyumbani, cause I was supposed to go to Makindu. Then I was like, no, hawata kuruhusu ulale na yeye, ulale kwa patient kwa sababu you are a man. So that was going through my mind. I did not know. Yeah, so he, because we didn't have a place where he could sleep here in Nairobi, he went back home. So that was, I don't know when it was. So the next day he was like, mambo, habari ya mam. Nikamwambia tujaenda bado. So he was like, mi nasikia uchungu kwa mgongo, but he did not go to the hospital. So the first day, so the second day post my mom being admitted, he was like, nimeamka nikisikia vibaya. So normally my mom would like send money and to him aende hosi, and my mom was sick, so he was like, acha niende hosi. So he went. So he was after he went, the doctor called me and then told me, according to your father's history, I've been your dad's doctor, and he has had renal failure, he has been anemic, he has had calcium, I don't know, imbalance and something. It's a cram. It's called cram. It's how you diagnose someone with multiple myeloma. So he said that your dad can be having cancer, and at that time I was alone. So I was like, so he was admitted, and they went for the histological report after 1 year of him. The histological report that he was never given after he was done the operation. Yeah, so after that, so he was admitted. Alafu when my dad knew he had cancer, he was so shocked. He did not even want to tell anyone. He told me because I was the medic. Yeah, I just remember he was so shocked. And me, I was like, sa nitafanya nini? My mom is sick, my dad is sick. Yeah. So after they transfused him, they started like saying that he needs chemotherapy. So at that point, the histological report was saying that he had stage 3 cancer. Yeah, and I did not know. We did not know. So that's the histological report for the surgery that he was done in November 2021. So at this point, it means the cancer had gone to stage 4. So yeah, so he was transfused, then discharged, then he started searching for chemotherapy. So he searched for, so because we were using NHIF, the comprehensive one, it kept on bouncing, it cannot cover his chemotherapy. So he searched for another hospital called Alexandria Cancer Center. Yeah, and then in that hospital the ET ilikubali, but he could not get all the chemotherapy medication because he had renal failure. So wakatoa, I think, the most toxic. Yeah, so he got 2 rounds of chemotherapy, then he passed. So he passed like a week after my mom was transferred. And this is not a sponsored video by them, but Alexandria Cancer Center in Nakuru, like, the service over there is amazing. First of all, like, the doctor who was treating my dad was so nice. She was a woman. She was so nice. She was so detailed. She would explain to us everything. Yeah, and she would explain to us how we understand, because my mom had hemorrhagic stroke. So she explained everything. She took us process by process. So the issue was we could not get a dialysis machine for our father, since the dialysis machine in Alexandria Medical Center at that time was not working. So yeah, so we had to transfer him, but we were weighing the option to transfer, and he's in critical condition. He may die on, and the specialist was a must, alikuwa lazima discharge, si daktari mwenye ako. So yeah, so the other option was us going with the DAMA, discharge against medical advice, and we could not do that because we had no oxygen of our own, and even if we would buy it, again he might complicate on the road, so I did not want that. Yeah, so we decided for him to stay overnight, and then tomorrow when a specialist at review, when the specialist reviews him, tumwambia atudischargie, atutransferie patient wetu to a place where the options were Medihill or Nairobi West, where the insurance could, not Nairobi West, Nairobi Women's, where the insurance could cover. So yeah, and also where dialysis machine were. Yeah, so as I was telling you guys, so when my dad passed on, it was 1 week after my mom had transferred. So I remember that Sunday I had brought my mom's things from Makindu to Nakuru, to Nakuru, because alikuwa amekaa 1 week without her things. Akuhama na vitu, alikuja tu hivyo. Yeah, so after on Sunday, on Monday we were told that my brother Kim told us that he's complicated, but my mom told us, alituambia, my dad talked with mom and akatuambia tumlete matunda. So I think that was on a Tuesday. So on a Wednesday tukatoka Murang'a tukaenda Nakuru, tukafika saa 8. So tukifika saa 8, the first thing I see him is on bed. He has oxygen, and I was like, guy, and the stats were the pulse was weak. I think it was 50 or 40 or yeah. So when my mom saw that, she called the doctor, and the doctor explained everything. Yeah, so tukakaa naye. So my dad asked my mom to bring her matunda, so he had brought it there. So tukakaa naye siku nzima. Yeah, so jioni I remember my brother was like, acha niende nikule nikuje nimuone, and then as we go home. So when he went, so the nurse was like, msimuache akae peke, msiache baba akae peke yake, the nurse, the ratio of patients was made, it was a one nurse, yeah, for I don't know, then yeah, ulikuwa nurse mmoja usiku nzima, so akatuambia tusimwache. So mi nikabaki na baba, then my mom was outside, my uncle decided, and I remember they were our neighbors were also there. Yeah, I remember that. So I was like, okay, nikaachwa naye. So my dad was trying to speak, he would remove the tongue that way. I thought he was gasping for air, but yeah, he was also gasping for air. So when you join a tour, even his vital signs zinashuka. So me, I was like, what should I do? So I remember I went to near him, and I started calling his name, and he was just removing his tongue out. And then I remember touching his eyes to see if his pupils are still dilated, and they were dilated, but he was breathing. So I was like, okay, maybe. So right now I'm like, maybe he was brain dead, but he's removing his tongue, so that doesn't add up. So and after that my mom came to pray for him, and he was so cold, hata kwa kifua he was so cold. And then my mom called the nurse. So when the nurse came, I noticed that the oxygen was not haikuwa ina flow. So I was like, so when the nurse was trying to fix, my dad fell into cardiac arrest, and the nurse tried to resuscitate him with adrenaline, but he angeza. So yeah, he passed. He was deemed dead, and then he passed on. So at that moment, so me, I knew he was dead. So when the nurse was trying to resuscitate him, tuliambiwa tutoke nje ya ward, so tuko hapo. So I was like, sasa nifanye nini? My mom was previously in ICU. My dad is dead. How should I control him? So the nurse suggested niende nipe mom dawa. So when he was, and then we wait, because me knew he was dead, but my mom alitolewa kabla aone kila kitu. So akaniambia niende nipe mom dawa, and I remember my mom was so sad. She did not even want to take her medicines. She was like, mbona unanipea medication? So I remember like nikimpima pressure, the pressure was 150, the diastolic was 150, 152. I remember that, and I was like, kwisha mimi. So she controlled herself. She was so sad, and then the doctor came and then told us officially that ametuacha. Tumejaribu kila kitu tuwezacho, lakini ametuacha. And then we were like, okay. My mom was like, okay, ni sawa. So yeah, so after that the doctor said that we are supposed to transport him to a funeral home. So the process, tukampeleka PGH Annex where we were born, by the way. So yeah, kalazwa hapo, and tukifika hivi the nurse in PGH Annex was like, akatusainisha. I don't know what alitusainisha, but akatusomea, akatusainisha. Yeah, and then the body was prepared, alafu ikae kwa morgue. So it was at night, so hatungeweza kuona venye. We did not ask to see him how he was rested. Yeah, so what was going through my mind that time was, what next? Tumeachwa na baba yetu. You know, my dad was that type of man, angeshughulikia familia yote. Now we did not have anyone to shughulikia for us. So yeah, so wait, is there a place nimepita? Yeah. So during when my dad passed on, I had to call my uncle because alikuwa ameenda home, and I asked him. I told him baba ameenda, and then he was like, ameenda wapi? I think he thought that ameenda as in transfer, because we were planning to transfer him. Then he was like, ameenda wapi? And then I was like, amekufa. And then he was like, pole. And I also told my sister, I remember telling my sister, I cannot remove, I saw my dad dying. I saw him take his last breath. I was like, I just, that stuck in my mind a lot. Yeah. So usiku akaenda. So on Thursday, there's something on Thursday that happened. My mom went to the mortuary or something on Thursday, and then on Friday we decided to go for Wambui. You'll see her here. Wambui, my sister from school. And then I remember we were with me, mom, Kim, and Samia, my brothers, and yeah, and me was crying. And then the guardians and counseling I don't know, is a counselor teacher or what? Yeah, I suggested that we should go and view the body with Wambui so that she may not be in denial. So we went to view the body with Wambui, and she cried, and then me, I cried, and then I remember just telling my brother Sami, I just want him to come back, because tumeachwa na someone who used to take care of our family. Like he would take Mboi from school, he would do everything. Yeah. And then on that Friday, I was supposed to go back to Makindu because Magi were picking schools for their KCPE. Yeah, so I went to Makindu, and I was like, I remember crying. nilichukulia gari Molo Line Annex. So I remember just crying in the matatu, crying. And I probably, people were like, mbona unalia? And I was like, I was just crying. Yeah, I just remember sobbing. Na tukafika. During that night I posted rest in peace dad, and people, and during even the way I told my class representative that my dad died, and then because I'm an introvert, she posted it in the group. I could not tell everyone that my dad has died, so she posted it in the group, and then people are like, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. And then yeah, nikaenda nikachukua Maggie, and then at night on Saturday I posted Baba rest in peace, and then I had not like fikiriad that Maggie would see the post, and then she saw it, and then she cried during the meeting. Wow, it was so emotional. And then we decided just to leave. After the meeting we left for Nakuru. Ilikuwa saa 6, tukafika karibu saa 1, tukapata watu wanaomboleza, so I was like, tukaingia tu tukapata watu wanaomboleza. So a shout out to 3 men that I'll never forget in this life. Evans supported me a lot. Just that he supported me a lot. Thank you so much. Kim would see me like go hide in the balcony, and he would follow me and like cheer me up, and we would go for walks. Yeah. And my uncle Baba Sami, he was the chairman of the committee ya maombolezi. Yeah. And also, yeah, those 3, like, thank you so much for being there for our family. Yeah. And also those who supported us financially, thank you. Yeah. So according to Kikuyu customs, you are supposed to be buried after one week. So for our dad, before I went for Maggie, he was supposed to be buried on a Saturday, but on the same Saturday he died, but masiku ikapushiwa akazikwa on the next Saturday. So that helped us a lot in we had been changiad the money, and some of the money ya kumzika tulitoa kwa sako. Yeah, so the circles like give you money like burial sijui nini, burial assurance or something of the burial welfare. Yeah, I am having a flu, that's why I'm talking this way. So another thing that that really helped, so during we started the maombolezi on a Friday, we wanted to mourn him on Thursday as alone and prepare for the maombolezi. So basically maombolezi is when people come and mourn with you guys. Yeah. And we had a book, a condolences book. They would write messages. Yeah. So that really helped. So after that tukaenda tukamzika, so nikarudi shule. So at that time we were in placement, the MCH placement. So like people, and I had lost my grandmother also in the same week. So when I would be broke, I would be like, I would cry and then be like, Mbona my dad has died, and if we were alive he would even give me 200 for credit. I was so sad. Even when someone would piss me off, I would just remember him. Yeah. Also, if I would see an old person wearing a suit and a white Toyota Corolla, I'll put the images over here. I would remember him instantly. Yeah. So it took quite a while, but me, I'm thanking God I had Evans. Evans really supported me emotionally. He would stay with me, he would let me grieve. Yeah. So even after he died, he was the one who used to close the gate. But that too, when is the gate is our gate is always closed at 7 p.m. But when he died, the gate was closed late. So I was like, wow, sasa si tutakuwa tunafunga gate. Also another thing that I noticed, so he was the one who used to stay at our Nakuru's home and manage it from there. So I was wondering who would manage it. Luckily we found a caretaker. Yeah, that really helped. Yeah. So nowadays my mom is always alone because they used to talk. And nampigia simu, they talk a lot. Nowadays she doesn't have that, but my aunt talks with her a lot, so that helps. And now when we come to see mom, she talks about how she is endelearing in the grief process. Yeah. So I was taught this way by my aunt. I should always check up on mom, talk to her every day. That would really help her um heal faster and not feel lonely. Also, I was after my dad died, my mom when she is stressed, you will see her how she's balancing on the earth. She does not balance well and she forgets things. Yeah. So I think that's it. See you in the next one. Bye.